Okay. So you hear part 3, you hear that Ricky's in it, and you're thinking, Garbage Day part 2. You know, that's what you want.
It could be
right?
amazing.
Well, then you find out it's not Eric Friedman. You're kind of, but you see that it's Bill Moseley, and you're thinking, okay, we're in good shape.
When did this come out, though?
89 or 90. It was after he did the Night of the Living Dead remake.
Okay, so that came out in 90. Say it was 90 or 90.
Yeah, 90 or 91,
Okay, so we still don't... It was before Army of Darkness, though, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so...
He's just a soldier in that movie.
Yeah.
The two that pop out from the 80s is Texas Chainsaw 2,
Chop Top,
and then Return of the Living Dead. Yeah. Or Night of the Living Dead, I guess.
Return of the Living Dead. Oh, I love that.
So, you know, he's in it, and that's why I was like, you know what, well, I'll give this one a try. And holy fuck, this is nonsense.
Does he say more than one word?
He says, I can name every line he says in this movie.
I have him saying that girl's name, I think.
I'm going to try and count them in my head now.
That's sick that you know that. You need a beer.
Hang on. He says 8 total words. They are Laura, Nobody's Normal, and Have a Happy New Year.
I forgot after... Wow, he was dead. Does that count?
He says it. I mean, that's... he must have ad-libbed that, or... I can't even... We'll get there.
Scene in this movie is... I knew it was a dream sequence before it was an actual dream sequence.
It's the longest fucking opening scene to anything. Only because...
Wait, what about Halloween 2, Rob Zombie?
Things were happening. This was 2 people asleep. For, like, the entirety of the credit sequence, it's Bill Moseley asleep and that girl asleep.
By the way, he's wearing a ridiculous head brain thing that's...
Let's say for a minute that what they say is true. Somehow. They surgically reconstructed fucking Ricky's brain, and there's a lot of questions I have about that when we get there. But they put this dome on his head, and then they put 2 flashing antennas on it. For what?
I don't know. It beeps. It blinks green or blue or
it doesn't
something.
even matter. Is it like so planes can see him? What the fuck?
There's
is the
like
point?
a liquid substance too around the brain.
Because brain's in liquids.
Really dry out.
I think this. Well, the last movie was written by somebody on coke.
Would it dry out if it was in that bubble though?
Yes. Like the last movie, that seemed like it was written by somebody on coke. This one seems like it was written by somebody probably like drinking Mad Dog or something. And they just drank one too many Mad Dogs and they're really drunk and they're like, wait, alright, listen to me. Listen. Brains, they float in water. Put a dome on his fucking head. Well, what's that gonna do? I don't know, fucking light it up. Put some antennas on there and make them fucking flash.
And you can tell that it's sitting on top of his head too because it's so big. I mean...
It's so big that nobody would react the way they react when they see him walking around. Put it that way. It's so noticeable
yeah,
that no one...
He puts, at one point, like a tossing cap on. It doesn't cover half of it, and he's walking around, and everyone just treats him like he's normal. Like, what the fuck? What kind of people are you?
So, what's the name of the girl? I don't remember her name.
The blind girl.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
That's our main character.
Laura.
Why did I know that?
Lori or Laura?
Laura. It's Laura. So Laura is psychic because she's blind. They don't really do a good job at all.
Is she psychic or clairvoyant?
They have that discussion with bullshit, and I don't care. She can communicate.
She talks to like 2 different doctors through the movie. It's real. Well, one's a shrink and one's a doctor, right?
Yeah. They're using her. I'm gonna try and explain this as best as I can understand it. They were doing scientific research on reconstructing a brain, and the patient that they chose to use is the Santa Claus killer who was shot. Okay? And then when they do that, they decide they're going to find somebody they think is psychic, put 3 or 4 things on her head, and see if she can enter the brain of said serial killer to hang out with him. No, there's nothing wrong with that, is there? There's nothing about that just seems
this
fucking
hospital?
ridiculous.
Where is this going on?
Fucking Mars. Or the Twilight Zone. I don't know.
Does this happen?
No. So...
It can't, can it?
What the I hope not. If any hospitals are doing this shit, you should all be fucking fired. So...
This doctor, too, he's a douche.
He ends up being a douche,
He's an arrogant douche.
He just slowly becomes that, but he does become it. So, she does have one thing where she imagines she's hanging out with Ricky in a room, and he just keeps saying Laura or Punish, one of the two, and he's covered in blood. He's got a scalpel. it's a dream.
Is this when he cuts her?
Yeah, he cuts her like...
And she bleeds immediately, but then the next cut, there's no blood at all.
And I debated this with my wife because I owe her big time on this for actually sitting down and watching it with me. Because she was pissed when it was over. She's, "You made me watch this!" I'm sorry. I apologize.
Yeah,
but anyway, she looks at me and she goes, "I thought it was up the street you do kill yourself." And I'm like, "Well, they made a point of making it look like he's cutting her up her arm. Wouldn't she bleed out pretty quickly?" I'm like, "You're a nurse." And she's like, "That's why I'm asking."
That's right.
She would be dead.
Yeah.
I'm like, "Don't worry, honey. It's a dream. It's just a dream." And it was. And then she dreamt that the receptionist had her throat slit, and so she just decided to smear blood all over her face.
First of all,
what?
The conversation that she had with
the receptionist. Oh my god. Excuse me, can you help me? I'm busy. What's the receptionist busy doing? Writing stuff down?
Yeah, but then the blind woman walks away and says, "Bitch." And she's like, "What'd you say?"
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. I thought the blind one was kind of rude, too.
Well, either way, we then watch her take, and I timed this because I was amazed at this, 48 seconds to go from the receptionist desk to the bench. 48 seconds of her walking. This movie, if they wouldn't have done all this shit, probably would have been about 28 minutes long. They pad it with walking.
That receptionist on the phone twirling that pencil?
Yeah.
You know what I hate in movies? When people's mouths are moving and they're talking, but I can't hear what they're saying. Don't do that. I don't like it.
I don't think they could have afforded a boomstick for this movie. So, well, then her brother finally gets there, and that fucking guy is like an 8.
Later on in the movie, he reminds me of David Coverdale when he's kissing his girlfriend. He's got like this jean jacket on, this flowing blonde curly hair.
He goes from having like a leather jacket to jean jackets and jeans.
This guy rocked the 80s.
Yeah, he was definitely. They picked a good guy for an 80s movie, but holy shit.
But it's a 90s movie.
Yeah, it's in the 90s.
It's real bizarre.
Well, they're going to their grandma's house. Okay. They're going to their grandma's house for Christmas, where we get to see Grandma baste a turkey for time. This one, 28 seconds. She bastes a turkey. Then she turns to nobody, because there's nobody in the fucking house, and goes, "Phone's gonna ring," and the phone rings.
Yeah, who was she talking
thank God
to?
She was talking to. Thank God we were there. Thank
Screen,
God there was an
right?
audience there, so that she wouldn't seem crazy talking to herself.
How many people do you think saw this movie?
Oh, 5.
It couldn't have been many.
Or 2 of them. Ugh.
It was bad.
I don't know. Like, the second one, again, if you see the second one and then you read that Ricky's going to be in it.
We forgot to talk about
a lot,
Santa.
though, I mean, oh, yeah, Santa does show up. That's how Ricky
gets up, yeah, with alcohol.
Ricky's in a coma, and Santa comes in drunk and basically calls him a vegetable, and that's enough to piss him off. And
he makes a Perry Como joke because he's in a coma.
Who's your favorite singer? Perry Como?
It's like,
yeah.
To kind of play on words, I guess.
When he backs up into the wall, like, I don't know if he's supposed to look like he's afraid of a guy with a glass on his head, but he doesn't. He's like,
Oh, hey, Ricky, you know about the broccoli? I was just kidding. Seriously. Want a drink? No. No.
God, I'm not doing this movie anymore. So then Ricky stumbles down the hallway up to the receptionist, who begins a long string of people who have no problem with this dome on his head. Because she looks up and sees him with a fucking 14-inch glass dome with his brain sticking out on his head and goes, "Yes, can I help you?" Gets her throat slit, which is ketchup. I mean...
Oh, yeah, it was...
And I don't mean like they used ketchup, I mean like they squirted it out of a bottle. Like, blatantly. It's almost like you could hear the bottle going, as it spits out.
Could have been her neck. What if she had a burp, like... There was a
sure.
burp coming up right before he slit her throat. I don't know. I've
So
never
then
been in a room
he
with
walks
someone
out
with
into
their
the
throat
parking
slit.
lot, apparently immediately after this happens, in his hospital gown and dome, and uses his psychic powers to connect with Laura, find out where they're going, and then stumbles down the highway in his hospital gown and brain dome.
Coming for a ride.
Hitchhiking.
Laura went and saw her psychic, or her shrink at some point.
Nothing happened there, except that Ricky said 2 words in that scene. Nobody is normal. That's all he said.
Yeah, she had flashes, right?
Yeah. That's another scene where just nothing happened.
And the shrink doesn't think anything's going on with her at all.
No.
He's like, no, she's not seeing anything.
This shrink never comes back. Nothing happens with the shrink. Nothing's discussed. Nobody believes anything that's being said. It's just a, 15-minute scene to set up the fact that she sees Ricky again.
Oh, we find out that she survived a plane crash when her parents died.
That's all it was. It was a dropped line.
That's it.
She's just like, after the plane crash. Ugh.
And all she has is Ricky. Or
No.
not Ricky.
Blonde-haired.
What's his name? The boyfriend's name. Or her brother's name.
Kept referring to him as Chesty when I was watching that fucking bear hair.
Oh my god. He has the hairiest chest I've ever seen.
Yeah.
I swear I have his name somewhere.
Anyways, we'll get back to that
Yeah,
if I
well,
run
we
into it.
We meet Chesty's girlfriend who looks exactly like Laura. And
It's so weird.
unless Laura's stumbling around because she's blind, I don't know which one's which a lot of the time. They both go into the room together. I'm like, what? And then I see Chesty kissing the one. I'm like, is he kissing her? Oh, that's right. Never mind. Okay.
No,
Just
he
keep
doesn't
getting
kiss his
fucking-
sister, but he does button her shirt for her,
Yeah.
which is really weird later because she has done everything up until this point on her own, being blind.
Yeah.
But she can't button her own fucking shirt.
So we get a
I think he touched her boob.
We get,
what a perv.
3 things are going on now. First, Ricky hitches a ride with a guy in a, I don't know what the
It's a
fuck kind of
fucking
car that is.
weirdest looking van car.
But that guy's reaction is, hey man, did you get a head transplant or something? So he ends up dead on the side of the road so he can have some clothes, and he proceeds on to Grandma's house. We already met Grandma. She's, basting a turkey.
Did you see the big photo on Grandma's mantle of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.? What? It was like a family
Why do these historical figures keep ending up in these horror movies in giant paintings?
on a mantle, like where a family album should be.
When we get to New Year's Evil, I'm sure somewhere there's a big old picture of John F. Kennedy somewhere. Okay, so they're driving, and that's pretty much all they do for the next 25, 30 minutes. They're driving, we introduce a new character, the cop, played by, I don't remember who.
By the way, the girlfriend and the sister are not going well. She's like, how long have you been handicapped? Oops. Why would you say that to her?
I don't know. I can't reason anything that's going on in
Why
this
would
movie.
you say that to her, though?
Of all the bad line, that's a bad line.
And the boyfriend's like, cool it.
Oh,
Throughout
yeah,
the day, he's
yeah,
like,
of course,
cool
yeah.
it.
Well, they're driving and driving and driving and driving and driving and driving and then driving. And we meet the cop, who is played by somebody famous. And fuck if I can't remember who it is. He's in good movies, really good movies. And
Are they horror movies or just
I
good
don't know
movies?
what the fuck they all are, but they're good movies. And he's in this, and he's actually pretty good. I like him. I just wish I could remember what the fuck his name was.
I think Ricky killed Santa and then the nurse.
Yeah.
Yeah. Before.
I don't remember Santa and Nurse.
And Lori yelled Ricky in the car.
Oh yeah,
That was in
Ricky,
her head.
hot new boyfriend. That's what her
Yeah,
brother said real fast.
she saw that in her head. He killed the
Yeah.
Santa and then the receptionist. For real, though, I think, right? Because
I don't
earlier was a
remember
dream
that
sequence
happening.
when she was on the bench. She saw the lady's throat slit, right?
Yeah.
This time, I think it actually happened. Bill Moseley, before he got the ride, scatted in the...
He scattered?
Scattered in there, you know.
Like he shit?
No, he scattered, scattered. He walked in there. I don't
Okay.
know. I think... Look up
Skittered?
scattered. I think
You think
scattered...
it's skittered?
Let's look. Who's got a dictionary? Where's Webster? Anyways, he went in there and he actually killed those two, I
Can
think.
you look up a word that you don't know how to spell in the
Scattered.
dictionary? Or
Scatted.
scattered? But would you know what you were looking for if you're
Scattered.
using a dictionary?
I want to look up scattered right now.
I believe you. No, I don't. Scattered is shit. Why am I saying I believe you? Just to end this? I want to know. Alright, well, you find scattered.
You continue on with the story.
Where are we? I'm just going to make up where we are. I'm not keeping
I'll tell
track.
you right where we are.
We could lie about what happens in this movie. Nobody's ever going to watch this. Ever.
Giant picture of Martin Luther King.
He kills a gas station attendant who's having a sex conversation with his girlfriend, and he just, I think he kills him because he puts a hat on.
He goes, he stops in for gas there. Yeah, there's no reason why. He doesn't know he's been naughty. And that's the reason why I believe they're killing in these movies, right? Because people are naughty.
I don't know if there's a reason at all. Why did he run around shooting all those people in part 2? On Garbage Day? Was it because it was Garbage Day?
Garbage Day is a naughty day. Everybody knows that.
Okay.
Alright, I gotta go to the dictionary.
Well, he kills the gas station attendant, then the 3 people who've been driving for 25 minutes show up to the gas station and don't notice that there's a head in the... they must not have bought anything or went inside because the guy's head's just hanging out by the telephone, which means Ricky stabbed this guy, beheaded him, moved the body, picked up the head, took it in, and sat it down by the phone, and then drove off. It doesn't really finding scatted.
I'm looking.
I don't think it's a real word. Gat I've heard, but I've never heard scatted.
Urban Dictionary has scat. Well, the past tense of scat would be scat, right?
Sexual practice related to shit.
Flowing a dream fast rapping.
So he fast rapped his way into the room.
He turned it all over a lover's head. Alright, so scatted is something I made up. That means to travel.
Okay. Fair enough. Where did he scat to? I forget where we even...
He scatted to the... Was it a hospital? She was like, tell me when my brother gets here.
You know, I'm not even kidding. I say we make up what happens in this movie the rest of the way out. So as, you know, Bill Moseley gets to Grandma's house, later. She opens the door, and lo and behold, it's Eric Friedberg from Part 2. He's come back. Making that up.
Yeah,
no.
You got me excited. I was like, I didn't watch that version.
If I'm going to make shit up, I probably shouldn't tell them that Eric Friedberg's going to be in it, because then they'll be like, oh, he's back. No, it's still Bill Moseley, and he's got a hat covering his glass dome. And the grandma's like, come on in and eat my food for free, stranger.
I think she thinks he's a little slow.
Yeah, he does look like he is, and he tries to be nice.
He walks like or Frankenstein through this movie. He's like...
It's the only time in the movie where he acts like maybe something could be done. But I don't... Why are they trying to make him feel sympathetic? He's a fucking lunatic. He should, by all technical terms, be dead. I need to see this for a second, because I gotta find out that actor's name when you do this.
What am I doing? Taking it?
Taking it from here. Really.
Alright, so they get to the house, and I think the girlfriend says something about helping the girl around, and the brother's like, she knows every inch of this house. And she goes over to this chair, and it's 2 inches off where it should be, and she's like... Grandma's chair is off. Something's wrong.
She just throws that son of a bitch across the room. She's like, must be over here. Well,
so then we get to the girlfriend is upstairs, and all of a sudden she's going to take a bath.
In this stranger's house.
In the stranger's house. She has her own, like, oils there. She's just squirting them in the tub. But we do get to see boobs. And then we get to see Chesty McChesthair come up and get in the bath with her.
Grandma's nowhere to be found because she was killed.
I have a question, too. They mentioned that Laurie always brings oranges to her doctor, and there's a few mention of oranges in this movie. Why? Does that have anything relevant?
Because that's where her house is, and they don't have any idea where her house is. So they look up Anderson.
And that's where they find it.
Good thing that the grandma had the same last name as her, because that would make fucking sense otherwise.
And they know to go, west instead of north, because the doctor knows that, because he says that she brought me oranges, so oranges would grow not in the north as well, right?
They're in California.
Oh,
this makes sense now. Okay. Yeah, it makes sense. Okay, so the name of this cop is Lieutenant Conley. He's played by Robert Culp. I don't know what else he's in, but I know he's popular. That's all I know. He's making some real good one-liners. He's like, what does he say? What do you call it when somebody has deja vu twice? And he goes,
Stupid.
For whatever reason, the doctor just leaves the cop there and drives off to the house.
Why would you leave him? He's a man with a gun. Although we find out that the doctor has a gun.
But it doesn't make any fucking sense. It's unnecessary. I guess it's just to keep the cop from getting there. But so after everybody's downstairs,
if Chris gets a gun.
Yeah, well, the girlfriend stumbles over to the door where Ricky bursts through with both arms to a great score. It was a score done by a band called... There wasn't any fucking score in this movie! He put his hands through that door, and it just goes, it's no use. Can't stop him.
That blind girl.
Yeah. Like, this is the first time that we've seen Ricky with these characters, and in every horror movie I've ever seen, every one, the first time the killer makes contact, there's some sort of score, some sort of noise, some sort of something. Nothing. Silence. So they hit him in the arm with a fork, I think, and he just stumbles away and you don't know where the hell he went.
He disappears. He had that girl.
So they go get a gun.
If you're ripping someone and someone stabs you, are you going to let go? You got to anticipate something's coming, right?
Yeah. Well, not this guy. This guy can't think. He literally is like Frankenstein. This movie would have been better if it was just...
I know, but he knows to go after this girl. What is he?
He has a psychic link with
Is he slow like Michael Myers slow?
Well, he doesn't have all his brain... He has memories. That's really all he has to work with. And ESP or whatever the fuck they call it. So they go outside with a shotgun, and as they leave the front door, which no longer has holes in it, by the way, they go looking for Ricky, and 2 or 3 times go, hang on. What is it? I don't know. Hang on. What? Oh, nothing. This happens twice. They walk around for, like, probably a minute and a half, and then here comes fucking Ricky out of
Chris
the
is
trees.
the brother's name.
Chris, yeah. Ricky falls out of the trees, and the two girls just stand there and watch as Ricky kills their brother.
Yeah. He's like, leave, go to safety, and they could do something. There's two of them.
It's just some dude with a glass dome. Break it open.
And it's Bill Moseley, so it's not Ricky that's 6'3", 245 with abs.
Different, yeah.
He's fucking 180 pounds tops.
Yep, so they run away, and he goes inside and drags one of them underneath the bed. The
Girlfriend.
Which, what the fuck was that?
Jerry is her name.
What the fuck was that? Who shoots under the bed? No, you know what?
Did she get shot? Oh yeah, this is the blind girl hear a noise.
Something, and she goes upstairs and feels around in her blood for a while. Also, the psychologist gets gutted, again to no score. He just stabs the psychiatrist with a knife and cuts his guts out.
The psychiatrist had a gun, didn't he?
Yeah, he didn't do
He
anything.
didn't do anything. If a
Shoot
guy's
that
coming
gun.
at you,
Yeah.
Shoot
Maybe
his-
he was supposed to be
shoot his
feeling
dumb
sorry
brain.
for him or something. I don't know. But he says to this guy who's literally never seen him before, I'm your doctor. I'm like, okay, when you got him, he was dead. You reconstructed him, and he's been in a coma since, and then he escaped without you being there. How the fuck would he know who you are? So he doesn't. He stabs him and kills him. And then he goes back inside and follows Laura down to the basement. And Laura sees a psychic vision of her grandma being like, you can do it.
yeah, that was really
Dumb. Stupid.
And what does she do? She knocks out the light. First of all, she gets like one swing and misses, and then the next one is like a direct hit.
Yeah.
And it has like a cover on it. I feel like a blind person would probably take like more than 2 tries to get that out. I might be wrong.
Yeah, you're right. I also think that she wouldn't know to look for the light, because how would you know where the light is?
And if you're blind, why would you... She attacks him later on instead of letting him come to her. Why? How did she know where he is? I mean, she
don't
could probably
know.
hear better,
Well,
but...
yeah, she attacks him and ends up on the ground. And then we get an 80s line, because the brother's not dead yet. He pops up and makes this line that makes no fucking sense. There used to be a line that's, is it live or Memorax? Remember that? The tapes,
Yeah.
the Memorax tapes? He goes, is it live or memory?
No, he
What the
said...
fuck
No,
is he
he didn't say
talking?
memory.
Did he say Memorax?
Yeah, I have it.
Because I heard him, I rewound it, I'm like, did he say memory?
Is it live or Memorax?
I thought he said memory, but if he said either or, what the fuck are they trying to plug? What's that have to do with the tape?
I don't know. What does that even mean? I didn't know what that meant.
It's a slogan for Memorax tapes, as in like, are we watching this really on TV, or is this a recording?
Oh. I
But
have...
what does that
The
have?
brother just says
What
stupid stuff the whole
the
time. He said something
fuck?
about Christmas earlier in the movie. He's like, Christmas is past, present, and future.
What the hell?
What? What are you
Douchebag.
talking about? You're stupid. I'm glad did he die?
He does die.
Yeah.
He's then
Although
killed a
this
second
is
time.
this is where I have questions. He blasts Ricky with a shotgun.
Ricky just gets right
Ricky
up.
gets right back up and kills him. Then Ricky falls on a little
Yeah, the end of the movie
stool
is...
that got broken, I think, or something.
Let's not even try to make it suspenseful. He stumbles and falls onto a spike. That's it.
That's it.
And he's dead. And then the fucking cop shows up, Robert Culp shows up, and that's it. And they're hauling all the bodies out, and everybody's leaving, and the girl just goes, Merry Christmas, to nobody.
Nobody's even
But
there.
to make things even more fucking strange, Bill Moseley shows up with a tuxedo and the brain thing on his head, and he's like,
And a happy new year.
what the fuck was that?
What a terrible movie. Oh, man. How long was that? It was
For
over
fucking ever. It
90
felt
minutes long.
It could have so easily been a 40 fucking minute long movie. Nothing happened in this movie.
I'll tell you what, there also, at the very beginning, was a flashback to the very first movie again.
Yeah. We get,
Again!
and this time, they talk about how this guy... What do they say? They now are referring to Ricky as Billy's character. They're describing him doing all those things. They're like, he saw his parents get murdered, and then he
Well,
killed a bunch of people,
He was a baby.
including like with an axe, which I don't remember him ever...
And 2,
Nobody got an axe. So they're referring to one.
he shot everybody, didn't he?
Yeah.
Except for his girlfriend and the
He
boyfriend
choked and blew somebody's eyes out. And,
Oh, he ran over that guy with the
Yeah,
red car.
yeah.
Good point.
Yeah. So, I'm not even sure if this is the right Ricky. But you know what? Just all right. Let's get this fucking thing over with. What'd you give it?
Well, I have a question for you. The
Alright.
grandma says she made some gooseberry pie. The fuck is gooseberry pie?
I don't know. I broke into vagina jokes, and Kayla was like, "Just stop." So
I gave this movie a 1 out of 10. It falls in the Halloween Resurrection category of terrible. There wasn't anything going on. A lot of the death scenes in this movie, there were many, but a few of them were off screen. And you just had Bill Moseley, what you say, he uttered 8 words the whole time,
Yeah.
and walked around like Frankenstein, and chased a blind woman. That's it. That's the whole movie. It was terrible. With some wiener jokes, with the cop
Yeah.
and the doctor. That's
Dream-
about it.
okay.
Yeah, 1 out of 10. It was just bad.
I will start by saying that I'm never fucking watching that one again. Ever. I'm gonna give it a 0. I don't recommend anybody even look at it. It's so much worse than I can... The biggest problem is that it's boring. It's really fucking boring. Really fucking boring.
There's no scary points.
There's
Nothing exciting.
There's nothing. There's nobody. You don't care. You don't fucking care who these fucking people are. You think Bill Moseley can do something? They give him nothing to do. You think maybe there'll be some cool Christmas themed kills? Santa's in the movie for 5 minutes and he's drunk. It has nothing to do with fucking anything. It literally no, 0, just 0. Okay. Let's get away from that movie and never talk about it again.
Oh, that's where they say, I think the doctor says red things trigger him.
Oh, yeah.
And the grandma tries to give him a red present, I think, and that's why he kills her.
Way to tie it in. Way to make a
Woo!
tight
That makes a lot of
script.
sense.
Fucking... You know what? I bet they took that part in part 2 where he goes, red car, good point. And they're like, that's what we're going to base this story on.
And did you notice that her brother drove a red Jeep in that movie?
And, is that the only Jeeps in this fictional world?